Buenos dias, Nipher.
Hoy es lunes 28 de abril, or for you non-Spanish speakers, Monday, April 28th.
Senor Ezekiel would be so proud of you, Lily. Today is also National Superhero Day.
That's so cool. I love Captain America. But we might as well stand for America and recite the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you like baseball? Well, KHS Baseball is inviting elementary and middle school students for a youth night at the ballpark. All schools will be recognized, and kids can run the bases after the game. The game tomorrow, April 29th at 4:15 p.m. at the high school.
Watching baseball is fun, but what's even more fun is the viral Ice Bucket Challenge, which is all over social media.
Let's go to Kinsey and Harper to tell us more about the deeper meaning of the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Okay, here we go!
The viral Ice Bucket Challenge is back in 2025.
I think I've heard of that before.
You probably have. This trend was extremely popular in 2014 when it was started by Pat Quinn, Pete Frates, and Anthony Sriracha. Started the worldwide trend of dumping a container of icy water on yourself.
Dumping ice water on yourself might seem kind of dumb, but it was originally meant to raise awareness and money for ALS research to find a cure.
They raised $115 million for ALS research, helping the cause tremendously.
And it looks pretty easy to do, only needing ice water, a bucket, and something to record with.
Exactly, which is precisely the same reason the trend came back over a decade later.
This time around, the trend was brought back to life by University of South Carolina students, and it is centered around bringing awareness to mental health. They are using the hashtag #SpeakYourMind.
This sounds like a great cause. Why don't we do it?
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Childs, and I'm going to be doing the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS. I nominate Harper Albertson, Mr. Witt, and Mallory Childs.
Hi, I'm Harper. I was nominated for the USC Ice Bucket Challenge by Kinsey Childs. I nominate Miss O, Addie Worley, and Corinne Dix.
Did you know that Spencer's Grill is an old restaurant only here in Kirkwood?
No, I didn't. That's actually really cool. I wonder if Spencer has ever been to Spencer's Grill.
I'm not sure, but we should go to Mikey and Spencer to tell us about some of the oldest St. Louis restaurants around.
St. Louis is a very old city. It was founded in 1764.
So obviously there are some old restaurants.
One of the oldest restaurants in St. Louis is Giola's Deli on the Hill, and they have sandwiches and are known for their hot salami. They opened in 1918 and are still relevant today.
Giola's is old, but not as old as Crown Candy Kitchen that opened in 1913, as it is known for their malts and candies. As in the name, be sure to get there when they open, but avoid the line.
One restaurant closer to home is Spencer's Grill, opening in 1947 and is a popular spot in downtown Kirkwood, known for their classic diner-style food and drink. They recently opened back up with new ownership.
One of the more expensive restaurants on the list is also the oldest restaurant. It is Charcoal House on Rock Hill, opening in 1906 and is known for their excellent steak.
Lastly, let's finish with some Italian food with Filoni's Restaurant. They opened in 1916 and serve St. Louis-style pizza. St. Louis-style is the thin crust like you'd find at Emo's.
Overall, all the restaurants that are on this list might be old, but they are still great.
Thanks for watching.
Also on April 29th is the Nipher versus North track meet. Let's go, Knights. Leave the Bulldogs in the dust.
But remember, this event is just for fun, so don't stress out about winning too much.
Let's go to Chloe and I to talk about stress awareness.
School can often be stressful with constant assignments and summative tests.
That's why many people say that schoolwork, exams, and workload are a major source of stress for students.
Carrying the weight of schoolwork and other responsibilities in social and personal life is a lot to bear as a middle school student.
With all of this, many students experience anxiety and depression, which can escalate stress.
Many students also may experience physical symptoms of stress, such as headaches and sleep deprivation.
According to American Physiology Association in 2024, 50% of middle schoolers and 75% of high schoolers constantly feel stressed due to schoolwork.
Yet, lots of the students don't have a way to manage the weight of everything.
So let's go talk with our counselors to find out how to deal with the stress.
Who am I here with?
Mrs. Wallace, 8th grade counselor.
And what is a good way for students to deal with stress?
Good way for students to deal with stress, limiting time on your phone and social media, getting outside, moving your body, eating well, connecting with friends and family.
Who am I here with?
Good morning. You are here with Mrs. Griffin. I am the current counselor for the 6th grade class. I feel like a good way, depending on what the stress is, if it's something where you feel like you need an adult, definitely come to your counselor or let your teacher know what's going on. Don't feel like you have to deal with it all yourself. We have people here that can help you with that. We have CHADS counselors as well as a BJC educational support counselor that helps support us. And so we can help you with that. And, just give you any advice or whatever's going on through the day to help you get through the day.
What do you think causes the most stress in a school day?
In the school day, I think maybe thinking about all the things that you have to do outside of school, activities, spending time with your family, trying to find time with your friends. So trying to manage all of that while also being expected to be a student.
Probably just academic expectations, because I really feel like students want to do well. Everybody doesn't have to be like a straightforward student or A student across the board, but I feel like we all want to do our best. And when we are not prepared for, say, like a test, or we have 3 or 4 tests scheduled in the same day, that may cause a lot of stress. A lot of you guys have really busy schedules, whereas you're being a student, but you're also like an athlete. I have students that are dancers. Some of you are babysitting. Like a lot of you are just have busy schedules, and so you mean well, you want to get all that studying in and get it all done, but sometimes it's just not enough time in the day, and that can definitely cause stress. So I think that's like the biggest stressor. And then sometimes there's just like social emotional stuff with peers, may bring some peer drama. I feel like your generation has social media that wasn't around when I was in middle school, and I feel like that can bring a lot of stress as well. And sometimes just the stuff that you all view on social media, sometimes you're trying to live up to the perfect expectations of what somebody's posting on social media, not realizing that, or keeping in mind that people post the perfect images that they want us to see, but we really don't know what their real life is behind closed doors. So just keeping that in mind.
Well, what do you think the long-term effects of stress are?
Definitely maybe adding some feelings of anxiety, some feelings of depression, feeling overwhelmed for sure. It can maybe cause some changes in like body and brain chemistry. So definitely not great things to have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Long-term effects of stress are just learning not to cope with it, because we're all going to have stress. It's just getting around it in life, unfortunately. And there can be positive effects of stress of like if we know we have a deadline, and that helps keep us motivated to work to meet that deadline. But of course, there are adverse effects of stress as well that can really impair like our health, our mental health, as well as our physical health if we're not taking care of ourselves. So we want to learn techniques early on as to how to manage that stress, because as I mentioned before, we're all going to experience it at some point. We just have to learn healthy ways to manage that stress, and that may be talking to a friend about it, listening to music. Some people like to dance, some people like to work out. They may like lift weights or run, which is really good to help boost our spirits. Some people like to bake and share what they baked with other people. That feels good to share things with other people. Some people like to knit things. If you're somebody that's really good artist, you can sketch and draw. Just whatever brings you joy, find that, and that'll help alleviate some of that stress.
Well, that's all for today, Nipher.
Make sure you like
and subscribe.
and remember, you are Nipher.